Hey guys, welcome back to Peace in the Garden. I am ready to do my pickling cucumbers. Cucumbers turned into pickles. Sweet and tangy bread and butter pickles. Let's get right into it. 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard seeds. 2 tablespoons of celery seed. 1 tablespoon of turmeric. 1 tablespoon of black peppercorn, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 1 cup of salt, and this is Morton's canning salt, a cup and a half of sugar, 4 cups of distilled white vinegar, and 1 cup of water. This recipe calls for 8 cucumbers. These babies got so big, so I'm going to say this is 2 cucumbers each. So this is going to be 6 cucumbers here. And I threw in the lemon cucumbers. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I threw these in here to cover the full 8 cucumbers. These are my first time using these with pickling, but hey, the cucumbers, I'm willing to give it a try, see how it tastes. Do 2 to 3 large onions. So I did 2 large onions. You would need a strainer, something to put under so it can strain. I also have gloves I'm sharing with family members, so I like to use gloves when I'm doing that. This is my water bath canning. I have my water already on. I have it on low. I have a pan to prepare my brine. I have all of my jars cleaned and washed. These are the lids. I have new lids because each time you can, they said to get new lids. So that's why these colors are different. And I have all my tubes right here. So we're going to get right into the canning video right now. Okay, first thing you want to do is cut your cucumbers and your onions. So I'm on the last cucumber. I wanted to show you how I cut it. So these babies are so big. I just cut it in half and cut it in the middle. Then cut. Same for the other one. Cut in the middle. Cut. Take your strainer and just throw them in the strainer. In the strainer. Take 1 onion and cut. Hope I don't start crying. All right, so now that I have my onions cut up, I'm gonna take some of the salt and the purpose of the salt is just to sprinkle over your cucumbers. This keeps it crisp, nice and crisp. So I'm gonna be doing layers, taking a little bit and sprinkle it. Then I'm gonna throw a layer of onions. Take a little bit more salt, sprinkle over it. Doing it in layers because I don't want to miss any of the cucumbers nor the onions. So I'm gonna let that sit, and I have a strainer because it's going to strain right on out. All right, so we're gonna move back on over to cutting the rest of the cucumbers. I'm gonna get those cut up right now. All right, so I started cutting the cucumbers. I wanted to show you how I cut them from the beginning so you can see. It's nothing special, but I just wanted to share every step as I go. Like I said, this is the first time I'm using these, so we'll see if this is going to hold up because it looks like they're breaking apart a little bit, but we'll see. All right, so these are cut, and again, I'm just layering them. Take your Morton salt to the side. Get your last onion and cut it up. Oh, Jesus. These daggone onions are tearing me up. So pull it on top. Oh, my goodness. Okay, put your last bit of salt on top of it. Now, you're going to take and you're going to kind of mix it up. That's why you need a really nice big strainer. Okay, so as you can see below, some of the salt is shaking off. So I'm just going to do a good shake real quick. And then we're going to put this in the refrigerator for 3 hours or more. This helps to get your pickles solidified, keep them to be nice and crunchy, and so they can have that nice crunch like pickles have when you purchase them from the store. This is what this part is for. You can keep the salt on or you can rinse the salt off. My last video, I kept the salt on. It was a little too salty for me. My family, some family members liked it, some friends liked it, some friends didn't because of the salty part. I'm not a big salt person. I don't even use salt, but I wanted to follow the complete video that I had watched on a young lady that I like to watch that makes pickles. So this time I am removing the salt when they come out the refrigerator. So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator and we'll be back in 3 or more hours. All right, guys. In 3 hours, and I have moved our cucumbers to the sink. Let me turn off this timer. All right, so this is all that ran through the salt and everything, and we're not going to keep that. I'm throwing that away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out the salt from the cucumbers, because this time I am not going to have the salt left on the cucumbers, because again it was too salty. So we're going to run cold water over the cucumbers and get this salt off before we move forward. And you can kind of, gently be careful because you don't want to destroy them. Take your hand through it, try to get the salt off as much as possible. All right, so now that I have this salt off, I'm gonna put it back under here, put it back in the refrigerator, and we're gonna get the brine prepared. So while the brine is getting prepared, we're gonna let this sit for a little longer. All right, so we got to put in all the ingredients. We also going to turn on our canning, water bath canning back on. I did turn it off. I did not leave it on. I turned it on, so while the brine is cooking, this can be cooling up again. You could turn it to like dial 3. And what you want to do is you pull in your vinegar. And after you pull in your vinegar, it's no certain way to pull everything in. Just go ahead and start pulling everything. Turn your dial on to about 3. And your water next. And your sugar. Just put in all your other flavors, your ingredients. All right, then after you put in all the ingredients, get your spoon and you just want to stir it a little bit. Now that may have looked like a lot of sugar, but it's actually not. I did lower the sugar. It did call for two cups of sugar. I took it down to 1.5 cups. I wanted to see how that worked. It's going to dissolve, and if you're unsure about how many cucumbers you actually have, what you can do is keep some extra water to the side boiling, just in case you have to add some more water to your brine, because you want to fill each cup up to the top, to about here. So if you're not sure, just have some boiling water to the side just in case you need it, because it have to be the same room temperature. You got to have hot brine and hot water to add to the brine if you need to add more water because you're low on brine. We're going to turn it on high and let it go to a boil. It probably take about 5 minutes for it to go to the boil. Once it go to a boil, then you put in your pickles. I'm sorry, your cucumbers that we're turning into pickles. So while your brine comes to a boil, we're gonna go over a couple of important steps that you kind of like have to prepare for. Okay, so first, it's important to check the top of your jars to ensure they are not broken during any processes, like cracked on top. So you want to take a napkin, go around the edge and fill each top of your jar. And you use a napkin because you don't want to cut your finger. So say if it was a crack on here, you rubbing your finger across there, you want to cut your finger. So it's best to take a napkin and check each of your jars just to double check to make sure they do not have any cracks on it. And then that's what you do for each one. I have already done all those. So that's the one important thing. Then the next important step is to take all your jars and put them into your water bath canning. This ensures the jars are the same temperature when you pull in the hot brine. So you want to have hot brine, hot jars, the same temperature. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move our jar into the water bath canning. So let's do that now. Okay. If you don't have enough water to emerge over your jar, take it out really quickly and put some more water into the bath canning. All right, so again, pour your water in. All right, so I'm gonna put my hand right here so I can hold it. Okay, so that should be perfect. And they might lean a little bit. You can fix them up. Once you get them all in there, just be careful not to crack anything. Okay, let's see if we can get this last one in here. There we go. All right, so they are in there. Let it sit in here while I'm making the brine and the pickles, cucumbers. Close it up. Let that get hot. Brine is doing its thing. It appears that all of the sugar is out. Then we're gonna get the cucumbers, turn it into pickles. And at this point, you want to turn your fire up to high so they can keep their boil. And you just want to boil them for about 3 to 5 minutes. And I want to get all that because that's going to be good. All those onions in there. So make sure you kind of immerse everything to get in there so we can get that flavor of the brine. All right, so it looks like it's not going to be enough brine, so I'm going to pour my hot water in here. Feel free to do a taste test to see if you want to add some more additional seasonings that you prepared and made the brine with, or you just want to add water. So I am going to do a taste test to see how I like this. Let's see if I need to add seasoning. Let me see. I'm gonna taste one. See what it tastes like. I know it haven't been 3 to 5 minutes, but I like to taste as I go. Ooh, I like that. I like that. It's not overbearing, so I can add my hot water to this. So set your timer. I'm gonna do 5 minutes. Let this cook. I'm gonna put my boiling hot water in here. So let's put the top on. It's 2 ways you can add water. You can boil it on the stove and add it, or just throw it in your microwave. That's easy for you. Whichever works for you, long as the water is boiled hot or just hot. Not cold water, not warm water, hot water. So I have about 2 minutes before my brine is ready. So what I'm going to do is start taking my jars out. careful. Make sure you got a good grip on them. Hot brine, hot jars. All right, timer off. Now be careful, your jars could be kind of hot. You put your ladle on top. Get you one of these. And you start scooping in your cucumbers. Oh, this is gonna be hot, guys. I'm gonna have to put the camera over here to show you guys because I don't want to burn myself. All right, so it's important that you do not have your pickles and your onions at the top. So you're going to take some of those out, and it should drop about right here. Let me get something to remove those extra ones out. Got a new clean fork. Let's take some of those out, because it should not be over. They should be able to fit right on in here. And this is called a debubbler, and it has these little things on it to kind of measure it. See right there? And it can have a little bit more brine because it's okay. Let's see. Perfect. Take your top, take your lid, and you want to finger turn it. Tight like that. That's all you need to do. Finger turn it tight, just like that. You do not want to put it on super tight, because when the jar goes back into the water bath canning, the oxygen will not be able to release from the jar, and that's important. So you want to only finger tight it like I just did there. I'll do all of them at one time. And set that over there. We're going to move to the next one. Another thing, guys, I meant to mention too as well, so that everything can seal very well. I forgot that piece. Get you another napkin. Wipe off as much brine, if you got any brine on there. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you get pieces of pickle or whatever off the top. See? Because it wants to seal properly. I meant to do that on the first one. I took the other top off and did that. So that's important to do. All right. So I'm going to take some of these out. Oh, turn the stove on. All right, guys. So just remember to wipe up oil off your lids before you put your tops on. I did have a little bit brine left, which is great. So this was a great amount with adding the water at the end. Now I know I'm going to do 3 cups of water, and it'll be perfect with the vinegar and the texture and the taste and everything. This is the extra one. I didn't fill this up, even though it doesn't have a lot of pickles in it. But say, for example, it didn't have enough brine in here. Do not do it if it doesn't have enough brine. It have to be the exact amount of brine in order for you to water can it. And actually, this is not enough, as you can see from there. So put all the tops on. All right, back into the candy. Lift them up straight. Sit them inside the canning straight. Okay, I'm hoping this fits in here right, because one of my little handles fell down, and I am surely not putting my hand in the hot water like that. So we're going to make this work right here and call it a day. Make sure you set a timer, which I'm doing right now. All right, on high for 10 minutes. Okay, guys, you know I love to do my favorite part. I'm going to take a couple of my pickles and peppers and onions. I'm going to my onions out. I said pickles and peppers. See, I don't even have no. Oh, there we go. There go a pickle. There go a pickle. And guys, I meant to mention to please take it off the fire. I left them on the fire, so some of mine did get a little soft, and I wanted them to be more crisp, but that's fine. All right, so let me get my fork. Hey! Yeah, I know I love to eat. This is my favorite part. So let's see. Let me taste the onion first. Ooh! Okay, okay, okay. I like that. And it does not taste salty. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Sweet and tangy and hardly no salt. Next time I'm gonna rinse them off better. I taste a little bit, but it's not like it was the first time I made them last year. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, they good. So we have about let's see, about 3 more minutes on the water bath canning. Your cans should ping within 24 hours or earlier. Then you know they are them to be shelf ready so that you can store them properly, which I believe is about 18 months. And in the fridge for about 6 months. All right, the timer is about to go off, guys. Look at it, it's counting down, it's counting down. I also like the little glaze that it leaves. Looks just like some butter and bread pickles, but these are just tangy and sweet. All right, all right. All right, timer is stopped. Let's turn the timer off. Now we're going to turn it off. Let it sit for another timer for 5 minutes and then take them out. All right. That's 5 minutes. What you want to do next is lift them straight up and out. And they should start pinging within, if they're not pinging now, or within 24 hours. I don't think I'm going to get these tops no more. I'm not feeling these tops. Well, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace and love. And bye. Guys, welcome back to Peace in the Garden. So I made a little mistake. Oh, I don't want to say mistake, but it's an error. So see this little magnet piece at the bottom in this? I was saying that when I was putting the tops on, I was using my hand to put the tops on. And that is actually the incorrect way when you're canning to put your tops on. You need this. And see how that sticks to there? You see that? So when I kept saying, I don't think these tops work good, that was probably the reason why those tops did not work good. And I kept saying they didn't fit well because I did not use the proper tool to put them on. So just keep in mind to use your tools for canning. And I was complaining like tops are not good. They probably don't fit. So this is one of my ones that's sealed. And I want to show you. See how I can take that off? That's what I was concerned with. I thought it was going to fall off because I was putting it on with my hand when actually I should have took the top and put it on, pick the top up and laid it on top, and then it would have braced correctly. Share my error in putting my canning tops on, and I want to make sure I share the proper way to put it on, which is to use your little, I don't know what this is called, but it has the magnet at the bottom and you put it on. And that's it, guys. So, all right, guys, peace and love and have a great one. Bye.